We're in Denver, Colorado at EnerCom's 19th annual Oil and Gas Conference. Joining us now is Will McAndrew, the Chief Operating Officer of Torchlight Energy. Hey, Will.
Hi, Gwen, how are you doing?
I'm great, thank you. Could you talk about Torchlight's transition from a minority interest owner to a full-scale operator?
Yeah, we can. That's interesting that you should ask that. If you look at the management of the company, we have over 200 years experience in oil and gas operations from BP Amoco, ConocoPhillips, Exxon Mobil on the management team itself. So we've been involved in just literally thousands of wells, hundreds and hundreds of miles of gas gathering pipelines, transmission lines that we've either owned through those entities or we participated with 50-50 type joint ventures. When we started Torchlight, it was let's take a project that we think would be a small project that we could control. We did a form in, we went and raised the right type of capital, and we've just been slowly stepping it. We had our 4th anniversary last month, 4 years in business, and in that time frame we've gone from a small company with minority interest to now of the 5 major areas. 3 of those are operated properties and 2 of those are non-operated properties. And on the non-operated properties that we have, we're dealing with companies like Husky Ventures out of Oklahoma City and Ring Energy, companies that a lot of people recognize those names, been very successful. And really when you think about guys like that have been able to create billions of dollars of value and drill thousands of wells, we're just not going to do something better than them. It's not the fact that we don't know how to do it, it's not the fact that we haven't done it before, but they were in the place first, they pulled the place together, and now they're going to operate it. So if you look over now at the other 3 projects we have, we're in the place first. We're going to operate it. We're bringing other people to the table to participate with us in those projects. We've got the experience, we have the contacts, we have the relationships, and we're now spearheading all 3 of those projects. 2 of those are into production as we speak, and the 3rd one is the other project we'll be talking about here shortly.
Speaking about that, what advantages do you have in the Mid-Continent and in West Texas?
Well, I think part of it goes back to the management team. We started in the Mid-Continent. I started in Louisiana, but they started in Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, and I've been with me in Louisiana and Texas and Oklahoma and Arkansas. So there's a commonality there. And I think what really drives a lot of the opportunity that we have are the relationships. And due to those relationships that we have in our core area, in that Mid-Continent area, that if we don't know somebody that actually will do the work, and maybe 20 of people that do that kind of work, then they'll know somebody who does that kind of work. So we bring those relationships to the table, we bring the opportunities to the table due to those relationships.
Do you have plans to ramp up operations in West Texas, considering the company recently acquired 172,000 acres there?
Interesting that you should ask that. That's going to be the biggest property we have right now. We're very active in Oklahoma with Husky. We drill 5 brand new 13,000-foot wells every month, and we stimulate 5 wells. We put 5 new wells into production. At the same time, working with Ring Energy over in southwestern Kansas, we're now on to well 5 of a 10-well drilling program. And in central Kansas, where we operate, it's 5 wells of a 10-well drilling program. Some of these are just vertical only, some of these are verticals plus horizontals, some of those have fracs on them, and some of them don't have fracs on them. But when the opportunity came to us through a relationship with the West Texas, we saw something in size and in scope that we have the potential, I believe, and 4 generations have worked at Exxon, and I believe, myself included, that we have an opportunity to make oil and gas history here. It's a big, huge block of acreage. We're keying all 4 wells that were drilled 10 years ago, so we know we have shells, we know we have silts. We're just going to go step 1 location over and drill these wells. And if we get out there and do what we think we have, the question is just really how long is it going to take for somebody like a Pioneer or a Devon or a Chesapeake to come knocking at our door saying they want to buy something like this, because it's net to us. If only 60% of the acreage is productive, 2,500 wells we can drill on just what we own, and we own it all, so somebody can't come in and try to drill next to us or top lease us. We've got it. We've got 10-year leases. We're in place, we're in play, we're going to make it happen.
Will, what have you learned as a non-operator that you can apply to your operational phase?
Well, again, like I would answer in the first question, we have the operational expertise in the company. So it's not so much that we've learned something as being a non-operator. I guess, trust your partner if you want to focus on that, but we wouldn't have those partners if we wouldn't have those relationships with Chuck Long with Husky Ventures and Tim and Stan at Ring. And because of that, we work with these companies. We know they're capable. We contribute. We have say and input into everything we do together, but they're the operator. They lead it. And that's going to be the same thing with the 3 projects we have. We're going to be operator. We're going to lead it. We're the tip of the spear.
What makes Torchlight different from similar sized companies?
I think if you look at the management team, I already shared with you about the oil and gas side, but we also understand that we're a public company. That's why we uplisted to NASDAQ this last December. We've got the capital markets, investment banking experience with John and one of our directors. And so we know we understand that we're an oil and gas company, but we're a public company. But at the same time, we also know that the type of projects you bring to the table, it needs to be infill, developmental, keying off wells. You need to have infrastructure. You need to have repeatable performance. You need to hit singles and doubles, singles and doubles. And if you hit singles and doubles, you have a chances of not striking out. You're going to run all the way around the bases. You're going to score. You're going to create value. It's going to relate over to our share price. Shareholders are going to be happy. And at some point in time, when we get to the exit rate of this year, 2,000 barrels, and next year, 4,000 to 5,000 barrels, somebody's going to want to buy us. And we're going to be for sale for the right person with the right price.
Well, Will, we sure appreciate your time and congratulations on the 4-year anniversary.
Thank you.
And we wish you continued success.
Appreciate it, Quinn. Thank you for having me.
I'm Quinn Nguyen for oilandgas360.com.